Honest Beers this week, we talk a lot of dribble, but mainly I have a promise. If Nasian Wanganeen-Milera leaves the Saints, there's something I'm going to do. And Wally's about to undertake a pretty wild cooking challenge. What else do we talk about this week?
Well, sure am, Leggy. And we also find out who your inner monologue would be narrated by.
Make sure you tune in. Welcome to Honest Beers. My name is Leggy, and as always, I'm joined by Walley. How you doing, mate?
Mate, I'm very well. Very well. Good weekend of footy. Both our footy teams won. Yours in the best circumstances I think you could ever have dreamed for.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Really was. I must admit, no offence to D's fans, but like St Kilda couldn't have played much worse in the first three quarters.
It's not D's fans. It's no offence to the D's, but take offence.
Yeah, take offence.
Take all of the offence.
The fact that the game was like, the reason why I say no offence is if we were playing against a better team, we wouldn't have been down by 46 points. I think we would have been down by 76 points. It was pretty similar to those games against the Dogs this year where we were just really bad. We were off. There was no pressure intensity. So, like, absolutely at no point at three-quarter time did I think that 46 points was something that they could chase down. And look, even when they kicked the first three goals and it got to 28 points with still 16 minutes on the clock, I just thought, they'd have to play perfect footy for me. Honestly, when it got to 17 points, when I think it was Mason Wood might have kicked a goal, I was like, 17, but it's probably not going to happen. It wasn't until the Jack Higgins goal that got it to 5 points where I was like, oh, actually, this is on. And the Ds have stopped. And, what played out afterwards? Firstly, how Clayton Oliver doesn't kick a score is beyond me. There's also a ball inside 50 where Petty could have just, I don't even try and take the mark, just punch it through for a point. Like all these little things. Yeah. And when they happen, you're like, okay.
Have Melbourne fans feeling about Melbourne's decision to say no to, what were Adelaide offering for Petty? 2 first round picks?
I would have taken that. I definitely would have taken that.
I think every other club would have taken it then.
But they've ruined him though. They've played him as a forward, which he's not. And now
like the D's.
Yeah, and now he's gone back to. Then they played him back, and he can't play anyway. So that just didn't work. But,
no good.
But then, Wanganeen-Milera.
Mate, I'm telling you now. I don't know if he's the best player in the comp, but he's going to be. Look, we were going out for a family dinner on Sunday night, and usually the rules are we go book it at 6:15 if it's close because we're watching the footy, it'll finish at 6 and that. And they go, don't worry, I go, this game, it's not going to be a great game. And then I'm watching it, I'm like, three-quarter time, I'm like, that's it, I'm going to go get ready. We'll go at dinner, don't worry about it.
Put your face on.
And all. I go, it's not over, but I go, Jack was saying in the car, D's lost, blah, blah, blah. And I go, yeah, but like, I'll check the score, just see. I go, because it's never over, Jack. I actually said that. And I go, but I know they're going to lose. And I open up and I'm like, oh my God, Jack, they're coming back. So in the car on the way to dinner, we're watching it on the phone. And I don't know what happened, right? He's got no dog in this fight at all. I obviously far prefer the St Kilda Football Club over Melbourne. I've been, as you know. But there was this energy in the car, and we were watching and cheering, and everyone in the car's fucking cheering, and it just became something. And I was so glad that I turned it on and watched the last sort of 5 minutes on the phone.
Oh, it's just, yeah.
It was just one of those ones where you felt like this is something special. The first mark by him was amazing.
Yeah, it's just.
Well, then Melbourne again, like just another stuff up. But for him to have the smarts to essentially, well, I don't know, do you speak the forwards and say stay out of my...
Yeah, he was pointing to the forwards to go one direction.
Yep, and then he goes to Ryan Marshall and goes, kick it left. He runs. So I don't know how much of that is Ross, how much of that is him, how much of that is...
I think it's them. I don't think Ross can take any credit for it.
No, but like in terms of whether they've practiced this sort of thing and they go, if we ever get an opportunity where we get a free kick out of the centre... let's try this. And then they just did it. I'm not saying like...
Well, the funniest thing was, up until 4 weeks ago, it probably wouldn't have been Wanganeen-Milera in the centre. You know what I mean? So it probably would have been Steele or McRae or Windhager. So it's hard to know whether they would have practiced. I think this is just individual footy smarts, not just from him. I think Marshall and I heard Windhager speak after the game, and he said that what they were originally talking about was don't bomb it long because Gawn's there. Try and get a mark on the 50 because all you need is a point, right? You just back someone in to be able to kick the ball 55 metres. You don't need to
go deep.
Don't go deep. So I think that was where they sort of originally came from. And then
he had a bit more space.
Yeah, exactly. And the kick from Marshall was pinpoint as well. Like it was perfect. I don't know what Jake Bowie's doing. Like he had his back to the footy. He was guarding space but not guarding a man. Then he got Jack Viney on the wing. Like it was there was a lot of Melbourne ineptitude that helped the situation, but Just back on Wanganeen-Milera, I was watching the Fox broadcast, regrettably, because that was...
Oh, thank God there was a Channel 7 broadcast.
I know. But one thing, though, on Fox that was good was, I reckon, no more than 10, 15 seconds earlier. I'm not too sure whether it was Dalsano or Ben Dixon. One of them said Wanganeen-Milera...
Could have been Kelly.
No, it wasn't Kelly. No. One of them said Wanganeen-Milera has gone forward here. And then the ball comes out of the stoppage. Windhager hand passes it to Wood. Wood kicks it long. And then he sits on Bailey Fritch's head. Like, it was just the perfect timing. And when he said that, I don't know. I just had this feeling that Wanganeen-Milera was going to do something. And I know you said before he's not the best player in the comp. I'm probably being a little bit too pro St Kilda by saying I think he almost is. But it's because I think he can do anything. Like, his running capacity is unbelievable. Like, he gets around the ground. He's obviously a beautiful user. We know that. I genuinely think you could play him across. It's a bit like, I said this to AJ, actually, friend of the show. It's a bit like Burgoyne when Port Adelaide and Hawthorn Burgoyne, when if you needed him to go across half back to set the game up, you could play him there. If you needed him to win a stoppage, like, it's a bit like that. Yeah. And I'm sure there were periods of Burgoyne's career where he was just about the best player in the comp, if not in the top. Yeah. I think I think Wanganeen-Milera is already in that conversation because I don't know. It's the versatility. But yeah, it was it was a weird afternoon. Like, it went from, geez, this is a shit game, I don't want to watch any more of it, like, to the point of, like, we could turn this off, to just a random win. Yeah, it was even I was content that it was a draw. Like, I wasn't even thinking about, with 8 seconds to go, them winning the game.
Nah, you wanted to win. The draw would have felt, because then it's like, could have been the closest, could have been that. It's a little bit flat.
But I was happy with the game ending on that hanger. And
okay, speaking about hangers, the vision of Naz on Ross's shoulders.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, pretty amazing. So Ross Lyon said in the press conference after the game, so I've seen a lot of commentary on social, people saying like, oh, the Saints this and the Saints that, and you celebrated like you won a great. Ross Lyon said in the press conference that they had a pre-planned family and players dinner. So they're already going to have a few anyway, right? Sunday night, they don't 7-day break before the next game, probably like long season. All this sort of stuff is what bonds a young group, right? You can't not do something like this. Stuff is very important, regardless of what you're celebrating. So I knew that was happening, but then to get the video come out, the footage of Wanganeen-Milera on Ross's show, was pretty amazing to see. I think based on that and based on the way he played, like, I'd be shocked if he left now. However, Wally, I'm gonna say something.
All right.
Given how bad it would be, if Nasian Wanganeen-Milera leaves St Kilda, I'm not going to watch a single game next year of St Kilda at all. Not going to go to a game, and I'm not going to watch a game. I don't think there would be a reason to watch the Saints next year if he is not there. I don't care who they bring in via free agency or trades. I can't watch. Like, it would be the worst loss we've ever experience, and I think
it's worse than Plugger. I think it's worse than Hall.
Well, because look at Larry Hall was young, but like the age demographic, how good he is, and I'm seeing people compare it to Buddy and Judd and all that. Now, Buddy and Judd obviously better players at the time, but they won flags. Like, you'd won.
Bud had given us 8 years,
and you'd won 2 flags.
Judd was a Brownlow medalist, Norm Smith medalist, premiership captain.
This is totally different.
Oh, great! This is worse.
Everyone has said St Kilda doesn't have an A-grade talent. They don't have an explosive player that can break the game open. They now find one that they drafted, that they took a risk on. So if he was to leave,
So if this is worse than like if Horn Francis becomes the best player in the comp because he wasn't there yet. This guy, we are having
also everyone told North Melbourne not to draft Horn Francis. Like it was told not to don't do it. Yeah, he doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, exactly. So there is the Nathan Buckley Brisbane one was the same again. Now that was, and they had to give up. They got a bit in that for him, but that was like, okay, that's fine. You can draft him, but he's going to be leaving and he's going to be going to Collingwood. Basically, that was always going to happen.
Yep.
So we see this. This is not that scenario. This is a scenario where you brought a kid in.
You hope that you could keep him.
And he has. If anybody trying to tell me he's not in the top 10 players in the comp today, don't watch footy.
Yeah.
You just don't. He is, I don't care where he finishes in the Brownlow. I don't care about coach. If you were picking a team from scratch to play this season, he would be in my first 10 picks.
Yeah, 100%.
If I was picking for the future, the discussion would be him, Dacos, and Darcy. They're the three I'd look at. They're the three.
All from the same draft too.
They're the three I'd build a team around. I don't know exactly which. There's plenty of it, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of other guns too. You got Harley Reid, who could be huge, and you got Thilthorpe and these forwards and all sorts of things. But they're the three that I think are. So we are talking about, but I think he's better than Darcy at the moment. And I think Dacos maybe. It's Dacos, Bond, Naz. These are the
right up to now. You can't argue Dacos hasn't.
And what Dacos also did on Sunday, which was incredible. Yeah. Give him the Brownlow. He deserves the Brownlow.
You know a great player when you see how they play in those conditions versus everyone else. Like he made the wet, fumbly. He made it look easy.
They've got a history of this, mate, because Pendlebury and Cyberham are two of the best wet weather footballers there are. Like they just have talented.
It was a bit like the Cats when they had all those like Chapman and Bartel and all those guys in the wet. Like similar vibe. Gary Ablett was just good anyway.
Yes, please. So you look at all this. So this is the worst. If you lose this guy, this is worse than all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it'll be hard. The reason why everyone's like, oh, drama. Not gonna. It would be so hard if he was to leave. And it's not just. I would have said this a couple of weeks ago, but then he gives us that moment, like Sunday's moment, and you're like, then that all just disappears and goes. Like,
so I've been very lucky in my life with teams I've supported. I've had a little bit of. There's a bit of like having a team relocated is one of the shittest experiences, like in Seattle. So I've had a bit of pain with my joy of Hawthorn and the New England Patriots. But the thing is that I remember there was a time when New England lost the second fucking Super Bowl to you guys. So our second in a 4-year span anyway. I just was like so flat on that because it felt like, oh, we're not getting back now. We're done. Brady's going to, like, I don't know what's going to become of us, all of that. It was 10 years since, no, not 10 years, but it was nearly a decade since the first three. I didn't watch ESPN in any form for months because I just didn't want to fucking see another image of the Giants and Manning and then going this and, oh, what's this with Brady and all that. I can't even imagine what it will be like for you. AFL is our number one sport, so far above everything. You have not had the succession. You can't go back and watch the third quarter of the 08 Grand Final like I can. If he leaves, you are not going to be able to consume any football content.
I can't because it's all going to be these moments, the hanger, the win after the sign.
Will you watch what's going to happen? Will you just?
I think I won't watch no. I won't watch no footy, but I think it's going to be hard to because think about it, right?
So you're not going to watch or go.
No, yep. And I won't be able to watch any Port Adelaide games
or Adelaide. We don't know where he's going.
I think if it's anywhere, it's Port.
Yeah. So okay, my question now is, how are they going to get the deal done? How are they going to trade for him?
That's the
because if
part.
You let him go to the draft, he's going to West Coast, and then it's an absolute shit show.
That'll never happen. I think. I just think Port Adelaide will have to get flexible. They'll have to move players on. I don't believe they can trade their future pick because they already got rid of the pick this year, last year, and you can't trade future picks 2 years in a row.
Okay, but my point is that how are they? I categorically would not trade him for the number one pick. Because you're not going to get someone better. I don't care how good the draft is.
Yeah.
You're not going to get someone better. I would not trade 2 top 10 picks for this bloke.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't want to. People say that with, Cozzy, you can send us 4. All of that. Oh, yep, I get it. He's a gun. Harley Reid, you got to give us. No, this is different. He is, and the character of him and his composure, the way he kicked those two guys.
Yeah, I know.
He didn't kick a point either. He kicked a goal dead center through the middle.
Both of them,
and looked unfazed. And then after he's like, it was good for us. Mate, this is the dream.
Yeah.
A guy like this. The other thing is key forwards can take longer time. They are hit and miss. You put a lot of stock in going, they'll come off. This is not any of that.
And also people looking at those two moments, but the other 2 goals he kicked were unbelievable.
No, and
some of the kicks inside 50 as well. Like the kick to Higgins, the kick 34 and 4. 34. The kick to Higgins that Higgins marked and then got dragged down for the 50. You should, and obviously the 50 was dumb and maybe there was a little bit. You should watch the kick that goes inside 50. Like it's an absolute. It's like It's Dacos-like. They're the only two that can do that.
How do they get it done?
I don't know.
Has Bergman re-signed?
Yep.
Well,
I think the only way they could get it done is if Butters leaves to go somewhere else and they get whatever they get back for Butters.
What if you got Butters?
I don't think Butters wants to go. I think if Butters was to leave, he'd want to go to a contender.
Hawthorn, Geelong, Collingwood.
Dogs.
They wouldn't go to Dogs was the other one. Yeah, wouldn't go.
So I don't think I wouldn't even say St Kilda is. There's no way they could even get that done. However,
so is that a three-way trade?
Yeah, that would be more.
Okay, so let's
if you're Port Adelaide, right? Just say Butters only got 1 year left on top of this year. If you're Port Adelaide and you're like, we're pretty confident he's going to go anyway, but this gets us Wanganeen-Milera, you'd almost gladly push Butters out.
Okay, so now I reckon something's cooking here because Hawthorn's not re-signing Warple by the looks of it, and it looks like it's more Hawthorn's decision than his. So he's going to go by the looks of this. You don't do that unless there's a midfielder coming in. I know he's a turnover merchant, but the bottom line is that you still don't do that. We're not going to get into a full footy review here, but the point is, I'm fascinated by this.
I think
you were going to get unders for him.
I think he stays.
Which is disgusting.
I think he stays.
Is he going to sign a 2-year deal?
I think it'll be a 2-year deal.
What would you do tomorrow if he goes, I don't care, I'm not going home, I'm signing a 7 or a 9-year deal. It doesn't have options. There's no, I'm not, it's not a buying option. I am here for the future. Me and Ross, we're going to win a flag together.
It would be the happiest day. It would be the happiest day of my football life, my football supporting life. That would be, because I don't have any.
It'd be up there in your life.
It would have to be up there.
It'd be up there in your life. Like the worst day of my life is Hawthorn losing the 12 grand final.
Worst day of your football life?
Worst day of my life.
I'm glad you can say that. Because it means that
100%. I'm very lucky.
I'm glad you can
But the
say
thing
that.
is that I look at that and go, no, I've still got my parents and I've got a fucking beautiful family now. I'm very, very lucky and blessed, whatever you want to call it. But like it's like I look back and there probably was a worse one. But fuck me, that's the one that stands out in my mind. That was the one where it's just so we were watching, I'll explain this. We watched that on Sunday. Kylie saw the emotion and Jack's losing his shit in the car on a phone, and then we're talking about it. I'm talking to Jack about it at dinner. Then last night we were watching Wrexham. Welcome to Wrexham. We watched Welcome. It's a bit of fun. You watch it. Anyway, so Wrexham have gone like they've obviously done what no other team's gone. I'm not spoiling here. It happened months ago. They went triple promotion. No other team's done it. And you're watching it and the emotion of the way they're talking about it and the way they're doing it and this speech and then their goals. And it's a very Hollywood, but it's always like Kylie's watching. You can tell like she was moved by what's happened here. And I've gone, this is incredible. I said, you have to understand this. I said, this doesn't happen in anything else in life. I said, outside of your family and your friends, I go, there is nothing that can stir emotion like sport. I go, I don't think you understand. No fucking art gallery tour, no session of paintball or go-karting, none of this, none of it's like no other hobby in the world that I guess sport is for us that aren't professionals at it. None of them stir emotion like sports do. Absolutely none. Like the feeling you get where your team win a prelim and go through to a grand final. And I use that as an example. It's less corporate. Your fans are around you. You have all this hope and you've got the week to look forward to. The feeling when Australia qualified for the 2006 World Cup. Where Aloisi netted that goal. And like those feelings where you all come together, they don't exist in other parts of life. And I feel sorry for people that don't get involved and understand this because it's a different feeling than you will get anywhere else. You just got to let yourself just drift into that world sometimes and just appreciate what sport is.
So Kylie,
and she knows. I think she started. Since we've got together and then got married, and especially since we had Jack, she's come far more into that world. And she appreciates. She loves going to the footy. She likes going, and she won't go every week. She would hate it, but like she goes to the footy a fair bit. She likes going to events like we got tickets to that Wrexham game when they came out. We're not massive Wrexham diehards, I haven't mentioned twice. But like, it was nice to take Jack to, and she really enjoyed the night and all of that. So it's like she's getting more into it, and she starts to understand. But like sports docos and things like that. She watched Man in the Arena with Tom Brady. She watched the Beckham one. She watches the Wrexham one. Like these sort of things, bit of Last Dance, all of those start to bring you show the behind the scenes, the emotion into it, all of those things.
Yeah.
So all of these things come in, but it helps explain and demonstrate our world in terms of this. But I've Sunday night was one of those. It was just like this is the great. There is no better feeling in the world outside of the love of your closest people that compares to sport. And I truly believe that. I don't think anything comes close to it.
So, yeah, mine will be absolutely
I hope it just stays for you.
I think it will. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Simon's choice. Let's get into it.
All right.
What have you got for me this week?
So, Simon's choice, because I was thinking about this last week, and I had a little side question, and I cut a couple of basically what it was is we were talking about something about music and then not being able to listen to music. And I was thinking about the senses. And I'm like, I might do a senses Simon's choice. And then I was going through them. And then I thought the hearing one's like I think the main one because there's a lot of different music. But I got through it. A couple I'm like,
Okay.
It's just, so what I've done is I've mixed it up. It's got 3 and then an add-on. All right. So first one, we'll start an easy one, smell. I've put it on through taste and touch. I reckon if I ask you any questions on taste, it's going to be done a million times.
Yep.
And touch is just going to be weird. I even ChatGPT'd it. And it was like, would you rather have cold hands like all day, every day, or when every time you shake someone's hand, it feels like a rotten banana? I'm like, fuck, man. Who's been in my ChatGPT messing with it? Like, anyway, but I left them on. All right, smell. Would you rather not be able to smell anything at all or be able to smell like 10, 20 times more than anyone, more than the dogs, but you can smell everything?
I think to smell everything just because I don't want to lose it, but geez, it would be so heightened. It would be really tough, especially if you're like, you can smell dog shit from like 25 meters away. Yeah. Or you can smell someone else's bathroom next door. All of that. Yeah. Like that'd be annoying after a while.
I've got crappy sinuses, so I don't smell a lot. But like I think you just need, the only thing for me is it helps with the tasting of food. I get that. But it's more just the sense check.
Yeah.
To make sure, like, to make sure you haven't fucking got BO.
Well, that's important. But
you don't have shit on your shoe.
But even smelling like positive things too, like, fragrances and things
all
like
that.
Like,
that's all, mate. Honestly, I honestly, it's none of it gets me going.
Really?
Yeah. I think just coffee.
Oh, the smell of coffee.
Coffee's the best smell in the world, man.
It is. Funny thing too, like my favorite drinks, I don't like beer and wine. I don't love the smell of them.
The beer smells like shit.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it's like a lot of the things we probably enjoy.
Wine's fine, but again, like the
smell of wine doesn't do that much for me.
Yeah, I think I've even stopped doing that whole thing because I'm like, I don't know what I'm fucking doing.
Nah.
How's it taste?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
All right, so I reckon I'd go the other way. Okay, sight. You can have night vision level, like vision, night vision level sight. You can read a book from kilometres away. I mean, like you'd be a freak. So you could have a little sideshow if you wanted to. If everything went bad, you can go come and watch this guy read from across the desert. But you can't ever see yourself in the mirror.
Wow. No, I wouldn't. That's going to sound very, very vain.
That's why I did it.
You got to, you want to know with you.
Oh, mate, you need to know. Make sure you don't have spinach in your teeth.
Yeah. Do I have something on my face? It's definitely not a vanity thing. It's more of a, do I look like a fucking joke right now?
No.
I think that's important. Tell you what, the spinach, we've spoken, I think Pato had a pondering once about people not identifying or telling the other.
No, he was trying to link it to the light on the iPhone.
That's right. Fuck, I'm glad you remember it, what the fuck he was going on about.
I think it's important.
I also, like, to be fair, not just being able to see if there's like something embarrassing, but I don't actually care that much about having ridiculous, like I want good sight. I don't want to have any issues with my sight, but I don't need to read from like
I reckon
kilometers away.
I know, but I reckon hearing a long way away would be if you were able to zone in and go, what are they talking about? That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. But only if you could turn it on and off.
Absolutely.
You turn it, if you go, I wouldn't mind,
Which leads me to hearing and turning it on or off. All right. So you can either choose to go no hearing at all. So you can't hear a thing.
Yep.
Gone, lights out, done. Well, not lights. Or you can hear normally, but the entire time there is music playing. So you have to get through life. So the times where you just want to listen to music are great. Going to bed, you're fine, sleep. But during the day, if we're sitting here, so music will be playing while you're trying to do the podcast. Music will be playing while you're at work.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do the music play. Like one thing, for instance, right? When I try and sleep, like I want complete silence, right? And almost to the point now where I've started to put on like a bit of brown noise, like yeah. But sometimes I reckon your hearing plays with you, and it makes me think I can hear music through the brown noise sometimes. And I don't know if you've ever had this or not before, but you kind of you can hear things that you wouldn't necessarily hear. I don't think I could deal with always having that constant music. I couldn't do it. It would annoy me.
You wouldn't go, I'm going to have the music, but tell people that I can't hear so they don't try and talk to me, and then I don't have to communicate anyway. That could be the middle thing. The only thing is, because what's going to happen there is with that you lose the power of speech unless you're just yelling at people, which is also fine.
How do you go with people that don't understand how loudly they speak?
Oh,
shits me.
Well, I'm.
You know when you're in a meeting?
Yeah, I know. So I'm loud, but I have full awareness that I'm loud, and that's it. And then I try and.
I don't mind people that are loud as long as they're aware of it.
But the ones that it's not.
Like
what's worse, loud, overly loud, or just so soft you can't hear them?
Oh, loud's worse.
I reckon loud's worse if you live with them, but in everyday life,
in a chance encounter, you're in a meeting or something.
Or just everyday life in general. I think I would prefer people just all day just being a bit louder than sort of going like this and not 100% being.
Yeah,
I'm like, what? It'd do my fucking head in.
Yeah, tough. But as you say, tough to live with someone that's just constantly loud with no awareness of being loud. That's no good.
I don't know how Kylie does it. Anyway, all right. So my side question is because I was thinking about music and inner monologues. So what I want to know is if your inner monologue was actually narrated to you and you cannot choose Morgan Freeman, who would you get to do it, knowing that they are going to be with you for your entire life? From when you're a kid to when you're a grown up. So you need to be able to tell me somebody.
Wouldn't be Kelly Underwood. Or Dwayne Russell.
Dwayne on the radio is very good, by the way. Dwayne's World's a great show.
I've never really
it's actually good. You'd be surprised.
Okay.
It is. So, because I went to a commentary world, what do you think it would be somebody that would have the ability to communicate like the whole way through that you would be palatable? It's somebody you got to like.
Yeah, that's a really tough one. I'm trying to think of a very eloquent speaker that I like the sound of. Someone.
And then it's what accent you want?
I think I'd like it to be British, like very British.
What's this cyclist guy?
Oh, Phil Liggett. Yeah, Phil Liggett would be a good one.
Phil Liggett would be good. And what's the main football guy?
Oh, Martin Tyler. There's also Peter Drury as well.
Do you know,
Peter Drury would be my guy.
Do you know who would be great? Actually, Simon Hill.
Yeah.
Simon Hill has a beautiful voice. I think he'd be good at reading.
He's retired.
Yeah, I know, but he's got time to do it. So Simon Hill would be one.
Peter Drury would be good.
Peter Drury?
Yeah. Mike Breen just going, bang.
Jim Nance?
Yeah, Jim Nance.
Jim Nance talking me around. I feel like I'm walking the Masters every year. Jim Nance I thought of. So, but it's funny. They're all, for me, I reckon that it would be a commentator.
Yeah, because you want it to sound, not pleasant isn't the word, but you don't want it to sound overt or like too over the
Attenborough, top. No. As good as he is, I don't want that.
Yeah.
As I said, it can't be Morgan Freeman because that's where everyone would go. But I think for me, it'd be either, I think it'd be Jim Nance.
Yeah, it's a pretty good call. It's a pretty good call.
All right, there you go. There you go. We've solved that.
We spoke off air late last week and we were talking about some things to discuss about a challenge coming up for you. And now when people hear us talk about challenges, they often think, fitness or this is not that. This is the opposite of that. This is going to be ridiculous. I hope it's ridiculous.
Mental fitness though, because it's a cleanse.
Yes, it is. So
it's so stupid.
For those unaware, Walley is moving house. He's moving in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks time, I believe, is when they get the keys, which is very exciting, something to celebrate. However,
No, it's not. Moving house is a nightmare.
No,
anyway, new car good.
No,
new house nightmare.
The moving in though, it's
absolutely.
You're excited.
I'm excited. Yes,
you're thrilled about getting into this new family home. However, in the time, there's all the moving that's got to happen, but there is a challenge you've set yourself because, and I'm calling it a food challenge. Because
it's 100% of food.
You have got all of this food to get through that you're not going to throw out, and you're setting yourself a challenge too.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to eat. My family are going to eat. I'm going to prepare and eat everything from the pantry, the fridge, and the freezer.
Yep. So nothing's been thrown out.
Nothing's been thrown out, and nothing's been taken to the new house.
Yep.
So I'm setting myself and our family a challenge to get through it. And the idea of this being, I feel, cleanse, get it out. So I've already done the stock take. There's nothing out of date.
Yeah, tell me some of the high level like stock take. Tell me some of the things that are really big challenges.
Okay, so the biggest challenges. I've got some numbers here in terms of what
I think chili oil would probably.
Oh yeah, so I've measured up, and it's approximately, and there is over 1 litre of chili oil / sauces.
And you're going to get through that in 3 weeks.
I'll be doing the heavy lifting on that. There's no doubt about that. There is 21 different jars of spices that are variant from like a little bit to full.
Yeah.
There's some multiples in that. I reckon I saw 3 different fucking oreganos. I'm just
oregano.
Yeah. So like it's we're gonna work through that.
Yep.
Lighter on the carbs than I thought, but I'm over-indexing on rice. I've got a big thing of arborio.
So you don't have heaps of pasta in there?
Don't have heaps of pasta because it's one of those ones. I've probably got a packet and a half pasta.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Arborio rice, got a big bag of normal rice.
How much rice have you got?
I reckon I would have close to 2 kilos of rice.
Okay.
I might be wrong. Might be a kilo and a half. I don't know.
But that's not a bad dilemma to have because
I'm not good with rice and visual versus weight.
Yeah.
I've got a fair bit of stock, which is good.
Good.
To go with the arborio rice. So I'm going to be doing risottos are about to come into rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of that. Then I'm got, I didn't count like vitamins and stuff. It's just, we're getting to fucking, I'm not going to triple the vitamin C and dose, whatever. All like snacks and that. Jack's got a bit of work to do.
Yeah, okay.
So, because I usually keep like a good amount.
Yeah, just so there's stuff.
But I only have like one. Yeah, but also like the snack packs they have, whether it's biscuits or chips or the pretzels or whatever. You eat popcorn. They usually he's obsessed with popcorn because Steph Curry's favorite food is popcorn. So of course Jack now obsessed with popcorn.
Yep.
So there's a bit of that. He's got to do a little lifting there. Then I went into the fridge and I'm like, this is where I'm like, oh shit. You don't think about some of this stuff. And the other thing is I'm trying not to buy anything at what I can. This is where it gets a little bit difficult. I'm looking and going, I'm trying to do the numbers on things like cheese slices and margarine. I'm like, or the butter. I'm like, is there enough to get Jack through for 3 weeks on sandwiches and that he has? Because I can't buy another one of these.
No.
So I've got to work that out.
I have to do some absolute measuring here.
The things I will be buying are the staples of, well, not staples, but the perishables of like meat and veg.
Yes, of course.
Everything else I'm going to do from the kitchen.
Yep.
So it's understanding that. Then there's a few others. I'm like, fuck, there's a fair bit of jam here because Jack went through this thing where he was eating jam on toast.
You and Kylie don't
eat jam. Yeah. So there's jam there. There's spreads.
What would it be if you just suddenly started putting jam on Jack's toast out of nowhere? Would he?
Oh, he'll have it. But like it's not, I don't know what we're going to do. So jam's an issue.
Yep.
And then I went through the sauces and there's a lot.
Talk me through it.
So there is multiple,
What's the overall?
Fucking stupidly like a week ago bought the big oyster sauce bottle.
Oh, no.
So oyster sauce, soy, they're fine. Fish sauce, there's not too much there. That's fine. Sesame oil, I use a bit, and there's not too much there.
You have no issues getting through oyster, soy, sesame.
Here's the issue. I have 3 different types of like cooking wine, rice wine vinegar, and mirin, which are all similar, and all the bottles are nearly full. Yeah. That's going to be a fucking nightmare. So we're about to enter a range. It's going to be very experimental.
How many sauce bottles do you have?
Tomato sauce is fine. There's 1 bottle and it's like half full. Jack can do that. We'll work that out.
But how many sauce bottles do you anticipate you've got?
Oh, like the other sauces?
Yeah, all up.
Oh, 2 dozen, easy.
Yeah, okay.
Easy.
Yep.
So they
range from what, really, really full, like you mentioned? To,
okay. Really full to a little bit. Let's say the average in the middle.
I'd love to know the literage of sauce.
I'll do an estimate for next week and tell you the start and stopping. But like with hot sauce, so I've got a hot sauce that's pretty full, and it's just a standard like Mexican nice hot sauce. Not too. I could do that in a couple of days. It's not that hot. I've got a fresh chinchilla chili oil, like Lee Kum Kee Chinese style one, which I love. That's my go-to. Then I've got two others which are like the smaller market produced one. One's called the OG, which is really, really hot, and there's another one.
Yep.
They're the ones that are going to be tougher to get through.
Yep.
So I just think what I need to do is cook some big batches of food and dump a heap in, so you're spreading it out more, so it's still a hot dish, but there's a lot of it.
Yep.
And just going nuts rather than just
you got leftovers.
And then there's two Italian chili oils, a hot and a mild chili oil that you could just almost eat like fucking peppers out of a jar. So that'll be fine.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's a lot to go.
Are you firstly, are you confident?
I was more confident when I said it to you than I am after doing the audit or the stock take.
What does Kylie think?
So Kylie said to me, she goes, like rolled her eyes. I think she called me a fucking idiot, which is usually the start of when I come home with something like this.
Yep.
And then said, so what sort of like concoctions are you going to be coming up with? I said, no. I said, I'm going to cook normal food.
Yeah.
I'm just going to cook food based on what we have.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, all right, we'll see. And just that was it. So she was like, here's another crazy plan.
This is good for her though, is it not?
Yeah, but I do the cooking anyway. This is more restrictive for her.
Yeah.
So if I cook the meals and then she goes, oh, hang on, well, I've got to have what he's going to do out of here. The good news was there wasn't a lot in the freezer.
Yeah, okay.
There was not a lot in the freezer.
What's in the freezer?
Oh, mate, the freezer's like golden. There's some frozen vegetables.
Yep.
And then some frozen dumplings, like handmade frozen dumplings that we froze.
Yep.
And then, because Kylie actually makes dumplings and she makes them, she's really good at it. And then like just a couple of other things for Jack. And like, that was it. So the freezer's easy as.
Yep.
And then just like, I keep like 10 trays of ice in there. Different varying sizes.
How are we going to be kept informed?
So I will do photo, video, and updates each week.
Is there a world where you ask? You going to ask for inspiration?
No, but I
could you show? I don't know, 4 or 5 different.
That's
things
a great idea.
And say, hey,
like the Jamie Oliver.
What could I make with
this?
If
I'm making this for 5 years, I was going to say I'd prefer to throw a big event or party, but the problem is now as well.
A party.
Do you know what I mean? But now we're getting ready to. We're busy. We're leaving. I've got to go to the Hawks game in Adelaide.
You've got to go.
I have to go to that for work.
Work.
Well, this is sort of work.
Work is. It's not what I heard.
It's not. It doesn't matter why I'm going, but I'm going. So that'll be good. Work Friday, play Saturday, but that's all right. The Hawks, we've got to get over there and support the boys.
Yeah, just don't tell me it's work.
Yeah, fair enough. So I've got to go that. The only other thing is, I've just got to go. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, but geez, I'd love to go to Queensland if we end up playing Gold Coast. Because the likelihood is if we make the finals and we play, there's such a high chance that we're going to play like a Gold Coast. Yeah, that would be good, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I've got to go to Adelaide, and then I can't do it. So I will keep everyone across it. It's 3 weeks to the day. I'm going to get it done.
Yep. So you get the keys on 3 Tuesdays?
No, I get the keys before that, but I've set that as the day.
Yep.
So yeah, that's the day.
Well, make sure you keep us informed.
I will. Of course I will.
Hopefully
I discover some cool recipe.
That's the goal of these things.
Do you know what I'm going to be like? Do you remember Aristos, Surprise Chef?
Oh, of course.
I'm basically Aristos for the next 3 weeks.
I just think it's kind of a little bit like the pondering or the scenario we had about how much food is in
the supermarket. That's what I think spawned the idea.
Yeah, because that would then, if you were to do that, what kind of creative dishes would you make just to keep it going rather than just having the same thing all the time?
Yeah.
So that's where I think it would be nice. I think you should, I reckon, challenge homework, post some of what you've got in front of you and ask people for their suggestions as to what to make.
Yep. All right. I'm going to do it. There's a fair few like decent chefs in my network and in my Insta network. No, not actual chefs, like in terms of my mates.
Oh.
So that I know a few mates that I go, because I can cook a bit, but like I go, fuck, they're a really good cook. And I've got a few mates like that.
I've always said this, you should create a cooking show. Even if it's just on YouTube, rough and ready, shot on the phone, like just something.
Good try.
Or even just a TikTok. Maybe,
few drinks.
Do you know how many people create like food pages now? They're like, here's what you can make.
Is there one where there's a guy that goes, all right, I'm gonna cook you a meal in 30 minutes, and while I do that, I'm also gonna drink this bottle of wine in 30 minutes. That's a show.
And I'm gonna place a bet.
And and we're gonna find a winner at the Grays. So that's it. So here's what the 30 minutes looks like. I'm gonna cook a meal in 30 minutes.
Yep.
We're gonna set the timer. This bottle of wine's gonna get finished, and I'm going to find a winner or whatever it is.
Yep.
Now we're on something.
I like this. This is good.
You do it over a quarter of footy. You go, I'm going to watch the first quarter of footy where I'm going to have like a first goal scorer quarter bet.
It's perfect.
This actually works.
You should go on a streaming platform like Twitch or something like that.
Yeah, good.
Just do that.
All right. All right. Well, this could be the start of that.
Yeah.
And the new place has got a better kitchen set up for it.
Does it?
Yeah.
I reckon that could be. We could be honest.
Do you know? It's one little thing. Do you know one little thing is just in terms of when I say it's not. It'd be the same size kitchen. It's not like this amazing kitchen or anything. It's just. It's purely on the kitchens where everything's set up. If you just need a workspace that doesn't have a sink in the middle of it, so it's actually clear space, and then your sink's tucked away somewhere.
Yeah, love it.
And then anyway, but this is good. All right, so let's do this for 3 weeks and see if it can launch a cooking show.
I've got a pondering from Pato.
Yep, great. Let's fire away.
I don't really know what to do with this. It's more of a question than a pondering again. Are firemen good at starting a fire? Their job is to put them out, not start them.
What is that? Is this because isn't there like a high number of? Isn't there some like something with the CFA volunteers? Something like didn't someone?
I'm not sure. Maybe. I mean, I'm not inside.
I reckon there was a guy. They got him on a current affair.
Okay.
Or 60 Minutes, and they did a test with him, and apparently he was a guy that it was like, it might have been the Black Saturday fires.
Yeah, okay.
There was a guy that I think was a volunteer firefighter that was accused of starting the fires.
Got you.
But I think there's some chat around that has happened before, but I remember this one guy specifically, and he went and did like a lie detector test, and he wasn't doing it right, and he goes, I tried, and this is an older guy. Yeah, I'm sure there is something with that, like the whole firebug. Because if you go, you would go and do what you love. I don't think you would get in the fire. Being a fire, it's so hard to get into. By the way,
yeah.
You know, I mean, like it's so fucking hard to get into. That was the one I wanted to be when I was a kid.
Really?
Firefighter. Yep.
Why is that?
I just thought they were fucking amazing. A firefighter, but obviously a footballer or something I was never going to be able to be.
Yeah, the same dreams came.
But then you grow up, you get a little older, and you realise how fucking hard it would be and how ridiculous it would be.
Yeah, I think once you get into your 20s, you're like, that's
too hard.
That's too hard. I don't want to do that.
I think that's the hardest of them
to
get into.
Hardest to get into, definitely.
I've had mates that have tried.
I'd prefer to be a fiery than a police officer, though. Like a police officer on the beat that's got to deal with like
I agree with
aggressive smackies. Like,
that's the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
And paramedic, yeah. And the other thing is, to be honest, you're not seeing raging fires every day.
Yeah.
You're not.
No, well, a lot of it's like going to car accidents.
And the other thing is, I reckon a firehouse would be it'd be a good environment. It'd be like a
culture.
It'd be good footy. It'd be like a footy team. It'd be tough, but you'd be like wearing this together.
Yeah.
You know, I was talking about things that maybe like it's a profession, so it's a bit different. Things that really get you going and motivate you and stir you. I reckon that'd be one. Pat, I don't even know what to fucking make of that. It's like, no shit.
Well, I think
we've been able to talk about it for 2 minutes, but not really talk about any of it. What is he saying? Is he?
I think he just wants to know if the ones that are there to quell and stop, would they be able to create a fire? I think they would.
I think anybody could.
But it's harder to start like.
I'm good at starting
bushfire.
Oh no. Isn't the point is that they start easily?
I don't know.
And isn't that the problem? That like one little spark can set off a bushfire, isn't the conditions and
the dryness definitely
and the wind and all that. I didn't think they were hard to start at all.
But it's got to be certain conditions that
Yeah, but that's my point. Like that's their conditions. Like I have a really efficient method to create a fire within a fireplace. And it's perfect. It works every time. I'm telling you now.
Talk me through it.
So what you do, and so this is it. So this is not something I'm not what's it called? It's not something I'm going and setting up in the bush or burning buildings down. Only works in a fireplace. So if you're looking for the arsonist, it wasn't me.
Yep.
Where in whatever
Would you take a lie detector test?
100%, because that's not my go at all. I don't particularly enjoy lighting the fire in the fireplace. I prefer just having a gas log fire.
Yeah.
Anyway, what you do, so you lay 2 sticks like this and then 2 sticks like that, and you build like a square little structure.
Yep.
That's like, up like that. And then you put a heap of paper and with kindling, you put a heap of paper in the middle, and then put a few kindling sticks on top. You light it underneath, it will go up. Done. Fucking every time.
Wow. Okay.
Foolproof. So it's got to be a square structure and then a few on top, and you put your paper in there and you just light it underneath a couple. You just light it one thing. It will 1,000%, no firelighers, no nothing. It will work every time.
Taking notes.
And then just get your medium size and your larger logs on after that.
I've cut logs and got them sort of prepared, but I haven't really I've never lived in a house with a fireplace.
Yeah, well, no one. No, I mean, I did when I was a kid, but it was like an old, like there would have been no protective screen on it, sort of shit. It was a different world. Yeah, back in those days, obviously. What we'll do is we'll get one. We'll get a fireplace going, and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, it's good. It'll change your life.
Before we leave, got betting. Which is obviously very important. Very, very important. I'm happy to go first if you're fine with that. So I got 2 bets that I like. Just last week, just want to say, Giants to cover and the Saints to win. Both had to come back from behind, but it happened. So 2 from Chew. This week for me, it's again about the Saints, believe it or not, but I think they covered 24.5 against North. If you've been watching any of North's recent form, they are battling, they can't defend, and they're getting smacked a lot. So I think 24.5 is pretty generous. I would have loved it if it started at like 20, but I'll take 24.5. I think the Saints get there. And my last bet is going to come on the Sunday as well. People may think I'm a little bit crazy, but after last week's performance and how bad it was from Port, I know the game's in Geelong, but Geelong are given a 47.5 head start. They put North to the sword. I don't think they're going to care that much this week. I think Port cover 47.5 in Geelong. I think they lose. There's no world where I think Port Adelaide win, but I think you'll see a much better showing than what you saw last week, and this could be a 4 or 5 goal win to the Cats. So Port to cover 47.5 against the Cats, and the Saints to cover 24.5. As in to win by 24 or more against North.
Wow.
That's me.
Wow. All right. So I'm going to play. So wrong again, mate. I tell you, you had 20 on the lot, mate.
He's
frustrated me.
Friend of the show, Josh Jenkins said he is the most easiest player to tag.
And I just didn't think they would be able to do it, but they did. Yeah. So he hasn't had success with that in weeks and weeks and weeks. And
it's
then
disappointing. The week that
But I looked at this week, I'm like, because I'm trying to do player props. I looked at day costs, not against Brisbane. They're quite restrictive.
Yep.
And then I start going through and I go, okay, who's going to do well? Essendon are allowing more, but I don't know where Sydney's at, and I don't know exactly where to go there. If I go a Heaney or go a Warner, I don't know if Goulden on the outside, he probably will go well against Essendon. And I looked at all of that. And then I went to the same game you did, and I've gone, do you know what? They fed Jeremy Cameron. He's every chance kicking 100.
Yep.
Port Adelaide just give up so many goals to key forwards. They're going to feed him again. So check what your line is, but I'll be backing Cameron 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll be backing him. But I'm happy to go Jeremy Cameron, and you'll get a price of probably $5, I reckon. I'm going 6.
Yeah.
Jeremy Cameron will kick at least 6 goals.
Well, at least you know with him. Like, he kicked 11-1. Like, I know a lot of them are easier shots, but, like, he's pretty efficient.
He is, but he has had a couple of 4-5s and 4-4s.
But in Geelong,
mate, I think he could kick 7-5 or something if he has a bad day. Jeremy Cameron will kick 6. You take the price you want. If it's 5, 6, or you're getting a big price. On the weekend, as an example, I'm pretty sure he was about, let me get this right. For 5, he was about $3 and change. For 6, he was around the $6.50 mark. For 7, he was 11. For 8, he was $21. So they were the prices there. Those prices will come in.
Ladder it.
So I'm thinking 6, you'll probably get about $5, and I'm more than happy to take it, but ladder it up.
Yep. Love it.
I'll be taking Jeremy Cameron for, 6. The other one, I said, I teased it there, Errol Goulden and the Swans mids could have a big day out against Essendon.
Yeah.
I'd just rather not back them now that they're done, and I don't know. Like, they'll be a bit flat after last week.
GWS halfbacks against the Dogs as well.
Yeah, you have a look against that, but then again, it's like there's so much on that game. I don't want to play in it. I look at that game and go, and I'm interested to see how I've got Footy Form I'm recording tomorrow with Harrow. He'll have a better take on this, and we'll do a fair bit of more research today on the actual results. But games like that where you have some key outs and they are 8-point games. So if GWS win this, they're probably playing finals. If the Dogs lose it, it's so hard for them to play finals. Yep. So the game matters so much.
Well, the Giants can still make the top 4.
Exactly.
Well,
so
plenty to play for.
This matters so much that I don't like going, this play that, because you don't know what they're going to do and how they're going to shut down. So I'm more going, all right, one thing I do know is Port are going to give up disposal. Geelong want percentage. They want to keep winning. They want Jeremy Cameron to kick 100 goals. He's going to win the Coleman now. That's done.
Yep.
Now it's about let's get Jezza 100. And Geelong being Geelong and what they have down there and how they play for each other, they might try and do it inside the home and away season.
Yep.
He needs 31 goals in, 4 games?
Yeah.
Stranger things have happened, Simon.
Well, there was a market from the friends at PointsBet. I think it was $51 last week to kick 100. He's now kicked 11, so that gets a little bit better. Anyway,
exactly.
Walley, great stuff. Please keep us informed on this cooking challenge.
Will do. We'll keep you across it.
Good stuff. Have a good week. Go Saints.
Go Hawks.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.